What's happening, everybody? It has been far too long, but I'm finally back with my dear friend Ade Oladipo. Ade, a joy to be back with you.
It's good, right? It's been a while. We ain't done this for a couple of weeks.
You've been gallivanting, mate. You've
So
been
have
off to the States.
Been off to Vegas, you know, it is business
What fight
class.
were you there for?
GGG Canelo.
Oh,
So it was a big one as well.
Oh.
It was a big one to be there for. But yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah,
loads
I just
of,
wish...
Loads of stuff have happened.
Loads has been going on, but I do wish that it was under happier circumstances because we're going to have to dissect England. This is a terrible run for England. It's our longest run since 1993 that we haven't won a game for. We're all over the place. We've got no more games now before a World Cup. And I said on my channel on a previous video that we need to completely abandon all talk of England winning the World Cup. There's loads of things you can talk about, England and the World Cup. I think you can talk about, will England score a goal at the World Cup? I think you can talk about, will England qualify from the group? Where will England finish in the... I think there's loads you can talk about. But England winning the World Cup, which is something that I will always do going into any tournament, is off the table. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I don't even know why it was on the table, if I want to be honest with you.
Because of the players, Addy.
Yeah, I know, but then you've got to look at the players in the other countries as well. You've got to look at Brazil's squad and the French squad, and even Messi looks like he's going to have one more good tournament in him. So, look, England have done okay in recent tournaments. Some might say they've done more than okay getting to a final and a semi-final, but I think it's just okay because of the runs that they had. But yeah, the last year for England hasn't been good. The Nations League, whether you like it or not, has been horrendous for England.
Relegated, Addy. Relegated.
Yeah.
Like, this is... Do you know what it is? It's really upsetting, but it's actually a new low for English football. Like, and there's been some lows. But I think being relegated into Group B of the Nation League this is worse than what happened in 2014 when we didn't even have to bother playing our third game in the group. Like, England were out of the World Cup. You know when you qualify for a World Cup, you get 3 games, right? 3 games, let's make the most of it.
Yeah.
We didn't have to bother.
We didn't have to play the last
we have to
game.
bother.
Yeah, the last
Costa
game was...
Rica in Belo Horizonte, which finished 0-0, by the way. Completely friendly. Didn't matter. Then it went worse, Hodgson again. We went to France. That Monday night in Nice, Iceland. And you think, okay, this
Wait,
is...
one second. Pause.
This is
Pause
the pits.
right now. Are you saying this is worse than Iceland?
Yeah, being relegated.
Stop.
Being relegated.
Absolutely not. Relegated for something we don't even care about.
No, but
I don't care about
it's
this.
not the point. It's not the point whether you care about it. Like, England have lost 4-0 to Hungary. Hungary have finished above England.
There should have been more made about that.
Yeah.
But there's no shame, by the way, in going to the San Siro and losing 1-0. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in 3-0 with Germany. There's no shame in those results. Like, if you really dissect, if it's just the results, the performances were awful. There's a shame in the performances, but there's no shame in going to the San Siro and losing 1-0. Is there?
I think there is in context. I think in terms of when you say the San Siro, everything, the majesty, the prestige, and you start thinking about Baresi, and you start thinking about Italian teams of the past that have won tournaments. Yeah. You start thinking about teams that have won. You start this Italian team isn't that?
Yeah, but they're the reigning European champions of the last year.
Yeah, but they were terrible in the year. Yeah, why? Is it now? Why?
Yeah, we're opening that Pandora's box.
Yeah, but no, I think England shouldn't be losing in that circumstance. But say that was a 1-0 anomaly. Say England had gone to Hungary and won 3-1. Say England had had a fairly decent tournament, not been relegated and happened to lose that game 1-0. Absolutely. But in context, like this German team, where people seem to be really celebrating, there seems to be this kind of triumphant statement result. England fighting back from the brink.
Yeah.
We didn't win.
No.
We didn't win.
Yeah.
We were also totally outplayed for large sections of the game. We were embarrassed for large sections of the game. And we managed to limp to a 3-3 against the German team.
What about the fighting spirit of being 2-0 down? I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, it's good to talk about.
I could be on your side right now. 2-0 down, you make a couple of substitutions, and we always talk about he just doesn't know how to manage in-game. His in-game tactics are really bad. 2 substitutions, those players made a difference immediately.
Yeah, okay.
Should we applaud him on that?
Not necessarily, because the question I would immediately ask is why are you 2-0 down at home to a very, very average German team? Like, both England and Germany are going to this World Cup, and both wanted to use their final game to make a bit of a statement. And they didn't. Well, actually, they did make a statement, just not the one they wanted to make.
Yeah, you made a statement by realising who's just simply not good enough at the level.
And,
like,
and
you already know that Nick Pope's not good enough. That some things are not good. Maguire, I know we're going to talk about that, ain't good. So you already have made a statement. Sometimes out of a bad result, you can find positives. Positives are Maguire should not be starting for England. positives are Ramsdale and Pickford's stock's gone up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there are some positives.
But should we not know that already? I mean, I knew. I'm genuinely. This isn't me sort of being a professor of the game, but you know that Harry Maguire isn't good enough to play for England, and you know that your first two goalkeepers, like the debate for goalkeeper, is Pickford or Ramsdale. I'd go Pickford, but if you go Ramsdale, I'm not going to have a fight with you. It's fine. So I don't really know what Nick Pope's doing there anyway.
Me yesterday, Nick Pope was given a chance, right? Nick Pope was given a chance to fight for the number 2 spot because Pickford is clearly number 1. Why wasn't that the case with other positions on the pitch? So why isn't that the case? Like, okay, look, Harry Kane is your number 1 striker. He's one of the best number 9s in world football. Could be the best number 9, right? Okay, then let's see how Ivan Toney and Tammy Abraham look. Just in case Harry Kane doesn't, hit the form run, and just in case he picks up an injury, who is the second striker right now?
I couldn't agree more. And it's the lack of coherent and consistent principle, because you're absolutely right. So Pope was given a chance, Tony wasn't. That doesn't make sense. Harry Maguire, desperately out of form, given a chance. Yeah. Trent Alexander-Arnold, out of form, not given a chance. Like, it's one rule for one rule for another, and the only consistency is inconsistency.
Yeah,
it's completely different.
That is the only consistency.
And do you know what's going to happen now? We could end up in a situation where Harry Kane, I don't think his injury record is as bad as people think, but he gets injured.
Yeah,
Ivan Toney may make his debut for England at a World Cup.
How mad is that?
It's ridiculous.
How mad is that? And you're thinking, okay, you're not playing San Marino or Liechtenstein yesterday.
No,
do you know what I mean? You're playing 2 good teams in Italy and Germany. Let's see what Ivan Toney does against an Italian defence and a robust German team. Yeah. Like, you can't have 2 better sort of opportunities to showcase your skills to a manager, and he doesn't get a minute.
And you know, if you did give him a chance, it would make Southgate's life a lot easier, because say you gave him a chance and he's awful.
I gave him a chance. I pick players on form. You guys will.
He played 77 minutes at the San Siro and he touched the ball 12 times. Okay, done. Done. I gave him a chance.
I gave him a chance, guys.
Yeah, and you learned as well.
And you can say and we can all then just shut the book on that. We can say, all right, fair enough, Ivan Toney.
You then go, not Toney. Maybe we have to start talking about Welbeck, or do you take a punt on 100%. Watkins, or do you risk it with the injury record of Callum Wilson? But you can discount Toney from the conversation. Yeah. Whereas now we know clearer. We're not wiser. We're not cleverer. If anything, actually, it's more questions.
Yeah. Now you'd almost think. Almost a bit like what Man City did. You'd almost think, okay, if Harry Kane doesn't play, maybe Sterling goes through the middle and I go Foden, Grealish, or like literally there is no cover for him anymore.
Well, it would feel very unjust. It would feel very unjust to launch Ivan Toney into a England debut
at the World Cup
when you're 1-0 down to America. Do you know what I mean? You're like, okay, now save us. Hang on a minute, lads. Give me a chance. Yeah. Give me a chance. What's your name again? I've never played with you before. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous.
Even yesterday, it's 3-3. They put 6 minutes on the board, right, of injury time. And look, I don't know if Ivan Toney's doing it. Go for it. Like, just think, Ivan quickly. Jude off.
Be a hero.
Henderson.
Be a hero.
I'm going to bring on Henderson because, you know what, I'm happy with 3-3. Yeah. I'm happy with 3 apiece. Henderson, who's been injured, hasn't played any minutes for Liverpool in the last couple of months. You can come on. Horrendous.
It's appalling, isn't it? So, let's really put our cards on the table now, Oladipo, right? Go on. Best case scenario, where can England finish? Like, best, totally generous, as best as you can go.
England can go.
Can England win it?
No.
That's just not.
No.
It's a terrible statement, because these players with Mourinho managing, best case scenario is victory, right?
No.
Yes, of course it is.
It isn't. It really isn't. No, it isn't.
Best case, generous.
It isn't. Even Mourinho can't do magic tricks with Dyer and Maguire.
No, he wouldn't pick them. Neither of them play.
He would go Stones and Fick.
Yeah, of course he would.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, of course he would.
Okay, in that sense, you are correct. Apologies, I understand the question now. Yeah,
this team.
Give that team to Guardiola or Klopp.
Tuchel.
Yeah, literally anyone.
Also, do you know what? I think anyone, like literally anyone. I didn't particularly rate Scott Parker. I didn't think he behaved particularly well.
I'd love to see, by the way.
Scott Parker's better manager.
You know what I'd love to see? And they would never do it, but I'd love it. I'd love them to sit Klopp and Guardiola in a room and pick your starting 11 for England and formation. I would love it, because they'll be like, out.
Well, I'll tell you who definitely plays.
Trent definitely plays for both of them, by the way. Yeah. They'll be like, what? We've got an attacking wing back. I attack. I don't do that. I'd love to. I would love to see the starting 11 they pick. It would be so different. It would be so different.
This is a great game.
It is a great game, isn't it?
It's a great game. So I'll tell you who definitely starts. Definitely.
Bankers.
Trent Alexander-Arnold starts for both.
Yeah.
I feel like one of them, maybe both, would try and be clever and bring Reece James into a 3 at the back, depending on opposition.
Yeah. Okay. Let's make this game a lot easier. Iran's the first game, so obviously that's a winnable game.
Yeah.
What team is Klopp or Guardiola picking?
4-3-3 both.
They're going 4-3-3. Yeah,
4-3-3 both.
Yeah.
And it's obviously Alexander-Arnold on one side, and I'd say Chilwell, who's the most offensive and best of the three. You know, it's all very well Luke Shaw scoring a goal, but it's irrelevant. Then it's Tomori and Stones, I think, for both. What about John Stones getting that injury in that game?
Hamstring.
Can you believe it?
And then you're thinking, okay, is he going to? Oh, Fick, no, you're not even on the bench, Fick.
Can you believe it?
Can't even bring you on.
Imagine if you're a Man City fan now, right? And look, I'm not going to be too sympathetic to Man City. I know that they've got, an embarrassment of riches, but to just John Stones, he's injured, playing in a pointless game for a relegated team.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? I saw another very funny quote. I think Harry Kane was trying to do Harry Maguire a favour and trying to maybe embrace the Terry Butcher, Paul Ince spirit of England. Harry Kane has sold Maguire down a river by accident. He's gone, for the last 10 minutes of that game, he was injured. And he played on, like, what a fighter. If you're a Man United fan, you did what?
Yeah.
What are you talking, in a pointless game for a relegated team, you did what?
Yeah.
You've got yourself injured. Manchester United at some point may need Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
And he's just got himself injured like that. Idiot. Absolute oath of an idiot.
Honestly. But if I am, very quickly on that one. So Stones got injured. And again, I know what Kyle Walker can do. Kyle Walker's going to the World Cup. If I'm honestly, what is the point? And they played a free, by the way, and this is why I'm going to mention this guy's name. What is the point of Conor Cody, who, by the way, I don't think should be around it. But anyway, he's there. He's in every squad. He plays in a free because everyone says he can't play in a 2. Yeah. They're playing 3 at the back. Stones is injured.
He's still not.
He's still not getting a chance. Like, 1 second, Gareth.
Do you know what?
Can I come on, please? You're playing a 3 and I'm free.
I think they like him as a person. I think they like him around a camp. I think he's got quite a good personality. He's got that Scouse humour thing going on and whatever. Yeah. But I don't think they
clearly don't rate him. They don't rate him because you're bringing on Kyle Walker. Even Gay's a defender, a centre back. Again, Stones gets injured. You're thinking, oi,
here we go, mate.
Get some minutes here. Yeah. Kyle Walker, you can come on. One second, what are we doing?
What are we doing? I am full of admiration. Slightly surprised, but full of admiration for somebody. Somebody's good as for Conor Cody. I think it's slightly different because he's just probably happy to be there.
Yeah,
like he'd be like me. Yeah, wicked. Let's go. Yeah. Whereas Trent Alexander-Arnold, I'm surprised that he doesn't go. I'm not coming.
There's going to get to a stage.
I'm not coming, mate.
I think there'll be a stage where that happens. It happened. Look. Whether or not you rated Carragher, and some people did, some people didn't. There's so much.
No,
there was about 3 seasons when he was really good. I'm not coming. If I'm coming, just sit on the bench. Not in the squad. I ain't coming. And he retired, didn't he?
Yeah.
And you're going to get to the stage with some.
You can't blame him for that.
You're going to get to the stage with some of them where they just think.
Yeah. Trent Alexander-Arnold in this conversation. I mean, in fact, I think he's been like this throughout his career. This is exceptionally professional, though, isn't it? Yeah. If Gareth Southgate says you're in the squad, he's like, "Yeah, cool." If he says you're not in the squad, he says, "Yeah, cool."
Fine.
If he says you're back in the squad, he says, "Yeah,
thank you."
It's amazing.
And he's probably thinking, like, I am one of the best right backs in the world.
I think he's thinking, you idiot.
Yeah, I thought you were going to swear on your channel there.
Never.
Rory never swears on his channel.
No, I think I thought it. Yeah. But I think he's thinking, you pillock.
Yeah. I think Klopp gets on the phone to him and says, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It is what it is. Honestly, it is what it is.
Right, where are England going to get to in this tournament?
Well, look, they're going to get out of the group.
Top of the group?
Minimum.
Doesn't have to be.
Wales. No, you know what the permutations could be. You don't want to get top, but Wales.
No, you want to get top, but
Iran and the USA.
But I think all 3 beat Iran. So,
Iran the other day drew Uruguay though.
Did they?
Yeah, they're going for it, and they've got a couple of players. They're smart. A couple of players that have only been in the country a couple of years.
What are they, Brazilian?
I think so. Got a couple of passports.
Yeah,
you're in.
Brazilian.
You're in. Those teams do it. You're in. So they're not walkovers.
Right.
But England should trounce.
I think everybody will beat Iran.
Yeah.
But England don't definitely beat Wales. Like, England were far better in 2016 than they are at the moment. And we beat Wales, remember, in the last minute. I was at that game. Yeah. It was in Lens. Yeah. And it's close, by the way. I went to that game. Right?
Those games always
The game was in Lens, which is like very northern France. I was home quicker than I'd be home from, say, Chelsea-Liverpool. It was so quick. Yeah. I was on a Eurostar. I was in King's Cross. I was in Kilburn. I was just like... I was in France, like, an hour and a half ago.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wales is a bit of a problem.
Wales could beat England.
Mate, I'm telling you now, the US are a bit of a problem.
I know they are.
The US. Imagine that. We created this sport. They don't even care about it. They don't care about it. It's a sport that sort of more ladies play than men.
No, they care now, though.
They care now.
And also, the men's team care. Like,
Yeah, the men's team care.
Yeah,
the men's
but no,
team
it
care.
won't. The country of America won't be captured by this
But
tournament.
there's no one in the American team that gets in the England squad.
No.
Pulisic, maybe when he's fit. When
I
he's
don't
fit,
think
no, he doesn't
Pulisic
even
gets,
get in.
Who does he get in over?
No one.
No, he's nowhere near
one.
as good as
Grealish
Grealish or Sterling.
So they should not beat us, but they could
Yeah, they
because
could.
we have an inept manager who's
Correct.
scared, who is a defender by trade. So he's defensive
by nature, and by everything.
Yeah, it's just
Cowardly.
That's what he is.
Cowardly.
Coward.
Okay, on the table, tell me right now, where do England get to
Quarterfinals.
and lose in the quarters?
Yeah, absolutely. And they'll be lucky if they get a run this
You're
time.
going one better than me.
Oh,
I think this England team get out the group
and that's it.
and lose. I don't even think we
I
finish
need
top
to
of the
see the
group.
permutations. I need
Of
to
what?
see
Who
they,
plays who
Yeah,
and
yeah,
where.
yeah.
I don't think it matters.
It does. If
I don't think it
England,
matters.
if they play one of the big boys, England could. By the way, look, they can beat one of the big boys.
No,
they
of
100% can.
Not at the moment. Not the morale of the squad. I think they've lost faith in Southgate. I think Southgate is so tactically limited.
By the way, why are all our players rubbish for England? Like,
Because
no,
Southgate.
really. Like, why can't? Yeah, but I understand it. But why can't they just think like Southgate's not on the pitch of them? Like when Kane picks up the ball,
No, but
why
it's-
can't he just turn into Tottenham Harry
because
Kane?
of their responsibilities, because of the way that they're set up, because of the way that the team is. It's not simply play your form. It's your responsibility. Jack Grealish in the Euros, your responsibility is to defend.
Does any player play better for their country than their club in that England squad?
Over history? Or?
No. This current England squad. Does any player you think
That does
steps up?
Darren Anderton.
Yeah, hey, that is a great shot. Does anyone do that?
Maguire would be the answer.
Maguire,
I mean,
until
not last
yesterday.
night. Yeah, but Maguire would be the answer.
Yeah.
I disagree.
And Pickford.
I
Pickford's always
think
good.
Pickford's good for Everton as well.
Yeah,
I
sure.
just think it's a good goalie.
Good, he's decent.
But yeah, I think
England can't beat Brazil. They can't
No.
beat Brazil. They can't beat France. They would lose to Argentina as well, I believe,
I think we lose pretty much to anybody who is
in the top 10.
or the second that Southgate comes up against a really switched on manager.
Oh my lord,
It's over.
it's completely done.
Well, this was fun, Addy. It was obviously lovely to see you again, but this wasn't the happiest of conversations. I must ask everybody watching, thank you all so much, by the way. Please subscribe to Addy's channel. His link is in the description, and I'm sure he will be in the comments. So definitely go and subscribe over there. Thank you for watching, and we will see you all very soon in a bit.